Hi, I'm Henry Nichols. This is my wife Peggy. We've started this journey in Rotary 48 years ago at the Tazewell Rotary Club. I've been a member of the Tazewell Rotary Club ever since, and Peggy started out as a Rotarian, and we inducted women into the Rotary Club, and they then became our partner and then our spouse, and we've seen a lot of change over the years. But we started as our journey as district governor, served in the year of 2001, 2002, and we had about 4,000 Rotarians scattered across our district from Winchester, Virginia to Greenville, Tennessee. We made an awful lot of friends all up and down the Shenandoah Valley and into eastern Tennessee. We've continued in Rotary, served as a Rotary District Treasurer for about 8 years, following Bob Woodham from the Kingsport Club. And since that time, we've chaired several committees, including the International Awards Committee and the Audit Committee and many other committees at the district level. Can we stop? I just went brain dead.
Okay, that's all right. We're just going to keep it running. That'll be edited out.
Okay.
But let me, some of the more familiar instances that happened while you were district governor, and I know there were a lot of things that really made a difference in Rotary. Just tell us a little bit about some of the things that happened during your time as district governor.
Some of our highlights, at least in my Rotary Club, back in 1986, I believe, Bill Skelton became president of Rotary International, and he called the leadership of my club and says, "My name's Bill Skelton. I would like to come and start my year at the Rotary Club of Tazewell." And he always smiled when he said, the leadership of my club said, "Well, we'll talk it over and we'll get back to you." And some of us old-timers said, "You did what?" Anyway, he did come to our club, and we met on July the 1st that year, and that's the time he started as president of Rotary International. So we consider that a real feather in our cap and have bragged about it ever since. Bill and I became very close friends. Chaired the Skelton Scholarship Committee on the fundraising side, and we raised something over $1 million for his scholarship. And he was extremely proud that this district thought enough of him to name a scholarship for him and to raise enough money to do that.
Now, you've talked about Bill Skelton, and certainly all of us that have been around Rotary for any extent of time remember Bill, and he was a giant in our association, and we always referred to him as Mr. Rotary, and which he was. But I know you probably stand high up on the shoulders of Bill Skelton, and I know there's others, Henry, that came up too that you respected and were influenced by you. Would you just tell us a little bit about some of those other men?
Well, there's so many, I don't know really where to start. Reed Jones was a friend of mine. He was a Rotarian from the Roanoke Club, and he was the one that actually started the Skelton Scholarship Fund. At the same time, he started the Reed Jones Scholarship Fund, and we had about $250,000 in the Reed Jones Scholarship. But when I turned over the reins of the Skelton Scholarship, we had about $1,250,000. And what that did, that provided scholarships for folks from young people from countries less fortunate than ours to come to Virginia Tech to study for a year at the graduate level. And some of those young people were so successful, they spent a year at Virginia Tech, and Virginia Tech noticed the talent they had. And one girl stayed and completed her PhD at Virginia Tech. But the stipulation was when they received their education from Virginia Tech, they had to go back to their home and try to improve the situation for their fellow man in the Philippines, and we had one from Jamaica and other countries worldwide.
I'm going to put Miss Peggy on the spot for just a moment, and I know our wives are so essential in this association and what we do. And Miss Peggy, I know you traveled many, many miles and countless of hours with Henry, and I'd just like for you to share just a moment, maybe of one of your fondest remembrances during Henry's time as district governor.
I guess the most was working with a lot of people and making a lot of friends in Rotary.
And that is one of the parts of Rotary that we really place emphasis on, is coming together and doing service above self.
Exactly.
And I'm glad you made mention of that. Henry, we've got a few more moments left here. Tell us a little bit about, during your time as district governor, some highlights. I know there's got to be some comical highlights that you would like to share, and you don't have to go into the most memorable highlight, but you can talk about a few other things that might have happened during your reign as district governor.
Well, I guess one of the best things that happened to me, I was a small business owner, and Peggy and I got to spend an awful lot of time together, and that was a real highlight of our career as district governor and first lady. We, like she said, we enjoyed our friendships with the people we saw there. And I don't guess you remember that, Larry, when we came to your club to visit, but when she would go one way and I'd go the other, and we'd talk to Rotarians, and
had a wonderful time.
Had a wonderful